Nina Banujiug, it is time for Tuesday Math. And for math today, I wanted to start off with something that will be a little bit of review for us. And we will be reviewing, of course, the equal sign. And we've talked about that, and the equal sign is kind of like, a grown-up who wants things to be fair. So if cookies are being handed out, if this person gets, 2 cookies, then obviously on the other side, if it's unknown, we know that if we have 2 over here, we eventually want to have 2 over here. Because you want that to be the same. 2 is the same as 2. And that's fair. And that's what we want. So we want it to be fair every time. So that's what our equal sign is about. So to review, I have some quick little problems for you. The first one I want to give you, and we're going to use subtraction. It's going to be 3 minus a mystery number is the same as 1. So if we look at this side first over here, so looking at that side, do we have all the information we need? Well, no, we don't, because we're noticing right here that that's an unknown. We don't know. That's our mystery number. So on that side, we don't know everything yet. What we do know is the 3. And because we know that, we know for sure that this 3 exists. But we also know that because of that minus, something needs to be crossed out. We just don't know what yet. But if we look then on the other side of the equal sign, we know that for sure there is a 1. So somehow on this side, we need to make 1 because we want them to be the same. That's the goal. So if we're starting off with 3 and we know we want that to eventually become a 1, then we need to think about what we can do. 3 minus what would leave only 1. So one way that we can start do that, okay, I crossed off 1. How many do I have left? 1, 2. Is 2 the same as 1? Well, no, it's not. Okay. So I'm going to cross off another one. Now I've crossed off 2. And once I do that, is 1 the same as 1? Oh my gosh, it is. 1 is the same as 1. So how many did I end up crossing off? Well, I ended up crossing off 1, 2 of them. So the mystery number is a 2. So I'm saying that 3 minus 2 is the same as 1. And my picture shows that, because all we have left over is 1. And it's equaling the 1 that was over here. 1 is the same as 1. So let's do one more super quick. What if I give you 6 minus a mystery number is the same as 2? So if we look at both sides of this equal sign, we know on this side we have all the information we need for that side. We know it's 2. Okay, and then if we look at this side of the equal sign, well, we know for sure a 6. Now I'm going to make that a 5 group, and one more, 5, 6. But then we know that we're going to be having to take something away, we just don't know how much. But we know eventually we want to end up with 2. Right now we have more than that. We have more than 2. So 6 is not the same as 2. We need to figure out what happens to this group of 6 that we have here in order to make it 2. And one way to do that is, well, I can start off with just counting my 2. So if I'm saying this is 1 and this is 2, then I know I need to cross off all the other ones. Because now for sure I have 2 is the same as 2. But how many did I cross off? That's something I have to remember. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. I crossed off 4. So we know that the mystery number was 4. 6 minus 4 is the same as 2. Because we saw with our drawing it came out to be 2 is the same as 2, which is true. 2 is the same as 2. So rewriting that equation, now we know the mystery number. 6 minus 4 is the same as 2. All right, so quick review with subtraction and the equal sign. Now let's move on to some story problems. We have been working on solving word problems, story problems, with RDW, which is read, draw, and write. And for these problems, I typically read you the story. I tell you the story problem. Then we draw a picture to make sense of which numbers do we have, and then how do we find the answer. And then we write out the equation, the numbers that would go with the picture we drew. So, let's try one. For this first one, here is your story. Cheyenne and Eric read some books. And all together, Cheyenne and Eric read 12 books. So if Cheyenne read 8 of those books, then how many did Eric read? Okay, so let's think about that. Cheyenne and Eric read some books. Altogether, they read 12 of them. So we know all together, they read 12. And then I said, if Cheyenne read 8 of those books, how many did Eric read? Well, we know we'll just put a C for Cheyenne, and it said 8 for her. And then for Eric, well, we don't really know yet. That's our mystery number. We don't know how many of the books Eric read. So, to start this off, because we know we're going to be using subtraction, let's start with the biggest number. And the biggest number would be 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's my little 10 frame. 11, 12. So I have 12. So we've taken care of the all. Now let's move on and do Cheyenne. So Cheyenne did 8 of those books. Well, that's not so hard. So I already know if this is a 10 frame, I can cross off all but 2. Because I know that 5 and 3 is 8. So that must mean that these leftover ones are the mystery number. This is the amount of books that Eric read, and how many is that? Well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So the mystery number of how many books that Eric read is 4. How about that? So the way that we would write out this equation then, and we know it's going to be a number minus a number equals a number. And we started off looking at our drawing. We drew all 12 circles, meaning those 12 books. And then we crossed off, we subtracted 8 of those books, because those were the ones that Cheyenne read. So the ones that we had left over are the ones that Eric read, which is 12 minus 8 is the same as 4. Nice job. All right. Here is another problem for you that we can do together. You ready for your story? Here it is. So I'll do the first part, which is R, and then together we'll do the drawing and we'll do the writing of the equation. All right, so here's your story. Angelo had 16 gel pens. So if he let Annie Lynn use 7 of the gel pens, how many does Angelo have left? Okay, so Angelo had 16 gel pens. Okay, so that's kind of like an in all. Everything that Angelo had, it was 16. So we're going to say, while I'm reading that, I'm just going to make kind of a note to myself. So all, we know how to spell that. All, he had 16 gel pens. Okay, and then we said that Angelo gave some to Annie. Angelo had 16 gel pens, and he let Annie Lynn use 7 of them. And then we want to know, well, if Annie now has 7 of them, what does our buddy Angelo have left? And it doesn't say, so that's what we don't know. That's our mystery number, our unknown. So, because we're doing subtraction, let's start with our biggest number. And the biggest number would be 16, so I'm going to draw that out. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I've got all 16. There we go. Okay. So 16 is done. Then the next number we have is that 7. Ooh, because Angelo had all 16 of these gel pens, but we know that he gave some to Annie Lynn. He gave her 7 of them. So I'm going to start off, well, I know over here is 6, because this is a 10. So 6, and then I'm just going to steal 1 more, because then that's Annie's 7. So then that means everything that I have left over is our mystery number. And how many is that? Well, we have, up here I can just see right in a row. Like I don't need to count these. I know that that group right there has to be 5. So I can count on 6, 7, 8, 9. So that is our mystery number. Our mystery number is 9. How about that? So if you were going to rewrite this equation, it's going to be a number minus another number equals a number. And we started off with 16 gel pens minus the 7 gel pens that Annie Lynn used leaves us with 9 gel pens left over with Angelo. Nice job. All right, are you ready? Because I have a problem for you, one for you to try and solve, okay? And I'll get you started. I'll do the reading part, but I would like you to do your own math drawing, and I would like you to write your own math equation with a number minus a number equals that mystery number that your drawing is going to help you figure out, okay? So I'll read you the story. Here we go. There were 19 apples for snack. 19 apples for snack. If 13 first graders each took an apple, how many apples were left over? Okay, I'll tell you that one more time. There were 19 apples for snack. If 13 first graders each took an apple, how many apples are left? Well, so far, what you know is there was a snack. The snack happened to be apples. And there were 19 of them. So 19 apples. And we know that some first graders decided to have snack. Do you remember we said if 13 first graders each took an apple? So we know that number. We know there were 19 apples and 13 first graders each took 1. But then we want to know, and this would have been left over on our sharing tray, we want to know how many apples were left over, but we don't know. That's our mystery number. We have absolutely no idea what number goes there. We know there were 19 apples to start, and 13 first graders took an apple. So there's some left over. We don't know how many. And that's what I would like you to draw a picture of and write the equation for. So good luck, first grade. And I hope you liked math today. You can send me a message on Seesaw with your drawing and then with your equation. And good luck. I can't wait to see how you do. All right. I love you. I miss you. And I will see you in another video again real soon.